What's up, guys? I know I'm a little early. I see you guys are in here chatting, so why sit here? I'll just wait to do the intro for another minute. I seen Seems Logical said he's been watching Beavis and Butcher's clips on YouTube. Are you trying to say Beavis and Butthead? Is that what you mean? I don't know if there's a Beavis and Butcher's, but Beavis and Butthead used to be hilarious back in the day. That was like the first cartoon. I don't know. I guess The Simpsons was too, but the real yeah, Beavis and Butthead. The like a cartoon that was R rated for kids, I guess you could say. I don't know if it was actually R rated or it wouldn't be R rated, but it was, pushing that lines for kids. I used to love that show. It was hilarious. Triple EDC's in the house. He's the great Cornholio. What's up, Alex Knives and such? Um, so yeah, phone's always autocorrect, drives me nuts. I'm hopefully getting a new phone here. I'm hoping by tomorrow, maybe the next day. I called them up. I'm hoping they have the one I want in stock. The one I want is a better version or better than I have now, and the camera is much better. I'm trying to get the one with the best camera quality possible. I forget the model, but I've seen some videos on it. It seems really amazing, but it is very expensive. The one I have has a cracked screen and the camera's starting to go bad. In my editing, I can see there's actually a line, like some of the screen is kind of red. You guys probably can't tell, but I can tell. And it's just a matter of time. It's going bad. I mean, I do so much stuff on it that, it's just a matter of time. It has a great camera, but I can tell the camera quality is going downhill pretty fast. So I'm trying to do that really quick, and I'm ready for an upgrade, man. My like I said, my screen's cracked and it's shit. And this is what I do everything on is my phone, aside from this camera right here that I only use in the lives. But let's throw out the intro. Bang! Neevesknives. I'm Jared. My lovely wife Kara should be bringing me some damn coffee soon. I don't know if you guys seen the unboxing of these bad boys right here. Oh man, the difference in this knife, it's crazy what scales can do. The difference. And I know a lot of people that have had, hey, triple EDC. Thanks, bud. Thank you, man. Tell me that microphone cover isn't all that's left of Douglas. That's Douglas's tail. um, the XM24, man, it is a beast. And I know most of you know that, like going from titanium scales to micarta scales or vice versa or whatever, it really changes the knife. It makes a knife feel so much different, like just hands down, from the sound, the feeling, obviously, the weight. And changing the weight of a knife changes everything. It doesn't matter. Even if it was the same material, just adding weight to it makes it feel like a different knife. Now, that's one thing that doesn't feel like it changed was the weight. It might be lighter. I don't know. But I know you guys can't tell the difference because you weren't used to flicking it, but the thwack that I get, it's so much more like a snap. Like instead of it just being like a thwack, it's more like a pop. And I can really feel it in my hand when I deploy it and hear it. Like I can actually feel like the recoil a little bit, which I like. And it almost sounds in a way like it locks up better. And I know it doesn't, but it almost sounds like that and feels that way. Like, I don't know, kind of like firing a gun or something, and the slide going back. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's amazing. Beautiful, beautiful thing. And I love the color. And even with the stonewash and the handle, like how vice versa, it's all the titanium and steel matches. So I actually like the way it looks with the hardware and everything. And I remember I asked in the video if anybody thought like different color hardware would look any better, but I don't know if it would. I mean, possibly. I don't know, but it looks damn good the way it is. Tell Kara we said hi and tell Douglas he's a good boy. Well, I won't tell Douglas he's a good boy, but I will tell Kara you said hi when she brings me my damn coffee. So man, I had one hell of a day, guys. One hell of a day. If it wasn't for Floridian, he sent me a box of knives for some videos I'm trying to do. Me and him been talking about these video ideas for a little while now, and then he sent me a few other knives, a big box of knives. I got the unboxing. I'll post tomorrow. I was gonna post it today, but I'm gonna post it tomorrow. But besides that, and then Mr. Amazing sending me this, man, I'd probably be down in the dumps right now. Today, man, just like everybody has those days, just those days where nothing can go right. Nothing. I'll say this. One thing did go very good, and that was the sharpening of the Koenig Arius. If you guys didn't see it, I did a video of it on Instagram. Beautiful. Looks beautiful. But besides that and these boxes, everything else just like went sideways. I mean, I couldn't get away from just crap, just everything going wrong. And like I got this one thing where I got this QSP hook that I have in on loan. The last time I tried to mail it back to the person, I couldn't find his information, like just couldn't find him at all, you know. And it's I keep up with a lot of people's names, but you know, sometimes you know you mistaken and you mix up names, and you know, 7,000 people's hard to keep up with. And not saying I have 7,000 people on Instagram, but I'm just saying like between both channels, like it can get difficult. But talked to him last night. Said, yeah, I'm mailing it out tomorrow, bud. Didn't think anything would happen. I figured it'd be right at the top of my messages, or at least within the first 20. Bam, fucker's gone. Gone with the wind. I went through probably 300 messages today, probably 3 hours, literally 3 hours worth of trying to find him and his information. Still didn't find it. Wound up having to mail out today without mailing his knife back once again. And it pains me and pisses me off because I do not like to do that kind of stuff, and it's completely my fault because yesterday when I talked to him, or the other day when I talked to him, I should have wrote it down since this happened before. But it doesn't make sense. Like, where did our conversation go? Our conversation is just gone. I cannot find it. It has nothing to do with me being sub to him or anything like that, or following him, because other conversations I had before him yesterday, they're still there. It doesn't make sense. And I literally went down the list, every single person, one after another. You know, like, even though like I know some of them, it's like this ain't him, but still though, I just still was like, okay, I'm gonna go through it. And what's up, Mitch MC? Oh shit, sorry guys. Actually, something over here. Let me pull this up. But don't you keep an address book? Yes, I normally do. I do have an address book, but that's what I'm saying. I didn't write his down. And then that's the next thing that happened. So I couldn't find my address book. Like, I'm really organized normally, but the last couple days, man, I went back to work. Like, it's been very chaotic, I guess you could say. And I got a mess going. And I could not find my address book to save my life. So I wrote down everybody's information and address. So when I was going to go, you know, everything would be right there. Couldn't find that then. Then that page, it's a page. It's not like it's a book, it's a page. Couldn't find it to save my life. So then I had to find it all again. And I wound up only getting to mail out like 2 packages out of 5. And like, just, oh my God, like I just one of those days, but it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. And the thing I'm like bitching about is like the least of like any real serious problem. It's just frustration, you know, and I don't mean to make it sound like these are real problems. It's just frustration. Ooh. Richie B says, yeah, we have ran into that problem before for sure. We now have customers include a note with their return address Instagram name, knife name. You know what? I've asked for that in the past, and the people forget, or they don't do that. I think they think since it's on the box, but the thing is that the box will wind up mixed up with 20, 30 other boxes. And some of the boxes I chop up for recycling. It's not like I'm going to save all the damn boxes. And there's some people, it's like I automatically know, but then there's some people like I know, but not that well. Or this is the problem. Like, this is another thing that happened earlier. Another thing. I was supposed to mail some stickers. I knew the dude's name, actual name, but could not figure out his handle. And it's like I typed in his name, because sometimes you type in the name and the handle comes up. 100 of his name popped up. I'm like, oh fuck, I ain't gonna find him. So I'm gonna have to find it later. What's up, bud? EDC Journey on the TV mostly. How is everyone? Triple EDC's out of here. Yeah, gotta run, guys. Wife realized I'm missing. Have a great night. Thank you for the donation, Triple EDC. Oh, and thank you to all the people that are, and because I did notice, because I can tell in my analytics that people have been watching more of the ads, and I appreciate that. I know a couple people did say that they didn't know that the only way for us to get revenue off of AdSense is to watch the ads, and they said they were gonna, and I appreciate the people that did or have started watching some of the ads, or it's not like obviously you can watch them all, but every once in a while, if you can, go to the bathroom and let the ad play, because then that helps the channel out. And I appreciate the people that have done that. I did notice a little baby jump in the revenue, and I really appreciate that those little tiny things help massively. If everybody did that, like the revenue would probably be double, but you can't expect everybody to do that. But it's nice that people do when they can. I batoned a bunch of logs today. First time ever. It was fun. Yeah, my idea or my thoughts on batoning is why. I've done it for videos. But okay, so when I lived in this one place one time, and shit was going downhill, the bills, I guess you could say, weren't paid, and I had no power, I had no heat, I had no nothing, and I mean nothing. I did have a fireplace though, so I would chop wood to stay warm because it was in the middle of winter, and I'm talking about you're gonna die if you don't, like seriously, like not even like exaggeration, you're gonna fucking die if you don't heat the house. So, I would chop wood. That's actually where I got one of my scars. It was Thanksgiving night. I wound up chopping my finger. Anyways, but I would chop wood for the fireplace. But like outside camping and stuff, I would just pick up sticks. There's no reason for any type of outdoor fire for me to chop wood. Now, if you have a wood stove in your garage or something like that, I can totally see. But a lot of people, they get the logs, or they go and buy the stacks of logs, depending on where you live, or you're gonna have a log splitter or an axe or something like that. You're not gonna use your damn knife to baton with when you actually really need it. Now, when I did my fireplace, I was using a knife, but not a folder. I was using a fixed blade, and it was a big Bowie knife, and it worked great. But yeah, now I understand the point of it in a test. So the point of it in a test is to test the lock strength. That's really the point, and a little bit of the heat treat, because you're testing to see if the blade is going to snap and if the lock's going to fail. But a lot of the knives, though, like that people baton with, they're not made for batoning. Some of them are, but I don't know. It just, to me, a lot of the folders, like the one when which I know why he did it. He did it to test, and I'm talking about Lefty EDC, when he tested the riffle and it snapped where the flicking hole is. Yeah, that knife's not made for batoning. The lock isn't made for batoning, let alone the blade. It's a thin blade. I think the blade's like 120 thousandths thick, and it's got a hole in it. Of course, and then the it's a liner lock. So to me, it's like that's not a knife. You baton with if you're gonna baton with a knife, grab something like this, or what, better yet, grab a cold steel with a triad lock. Grab a Demko. Speaking of Demko, I follow him on Instagram. He pulled out an AD20 with a hollow grind. Oh, it looked so beautiful. It was a nice deep hollow grind too. It looked super thin, and you could really see how thin it was behind the edge by the choil. What's up, Knife Sergeant? Did you see or miss my donation I sent today during the live? Did you see or miss in my live? Oh, did I? Oh, I'm sorry, bud. I just seen it. I was looking down. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate that, bud. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, I didn't see it. I'm glad you said something because I did not see it. Thank you. I try to pay attention. I try. I'm gonna kick this one on so I really see it. Hopefully, I see one of them. They have two screens here, but that Demko hollow grind, holy moly, that thing looks so sweet. But then I wonder in my head, is it really a knife for that? Because I understand the blade stock is still thick, so it's still a strong knife. But I wonder, and I don't know this, okay? I'm honestly like saying like this is something I wonder. Putting a deep hollow grind on it, I wonder if that makes the blade any weaker. It still has the spine thickness. Obviously, around the pivot is still thick. So the whole thing's still thick except for this one area. I wonder how much weaker that would actually make it. Because if it really doesn't weaken it that much, then that's amazing. But if it does weaken it, 20% or something, maybe it's not really good to do to that type of knife. But then again, if you're just slicing with it, then it's still good to do. But if you're ever going to want to do real hard use tasks, batoning and, whatever you do with your knife that's hard use, then you might not want to do that. I'll say one thing, you're not going to want to pry with it unless it was like this. But I don't know. I was looking at it and I was wondering or thinking in my head, like, it looks sweet. It sounds badass, but I just, there are some knives that even though it would be so badass to have a deep hollow grind on, is it really worth it? There's a lot of knives out there that are thin behind the edge that are ultimate slicers. But when you have that really strong, hard use lock and that thick blade and the two combined equal, a powerhouse of a knife, do you want to make it weaker to where now it's not a powerhouse of a knife? Now it's a great slicing knife with a strong lock, but the blade will snap. I wonder when they're going to patent the shark lock. No patents have been filed yet. I have no idea. I wonder that too. I would love, this is what I would love to see. I'd love to see them do not the AD 20.5 because I know they did that, but literally a more compact small knife, not necessarily short, but thin, a light duty knife, right? Or I guess you could say a mid-range duty, a slicer, a badass EDC, not a hard use knife at all, just a good slicer with a small or a shrunken down version of the shark lock, thinner, smaller, just the same thing, just lighter duty. I would love to see that because the mechanism is so badass and it works so good. Why not put it into, say, knives like this, or you know what I mean? Just whatever, just different knives. I think that would be a badass lock to patent. Oh man, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Speaking of which, hold on to your asses. The patent for the compression lock ended in February. I did not know that. Wow. Can they can repurchase it though, right? Or it ended and now there's nothing they can do. Because if see you wonder like, okay, so the patent's up. Do you guys think like now just knife companies are just gonna come chopping at the bit? Or do you think some of them are gonna be like, we'll wait. We'll wait, let some other companies come in and chomp at the bit, and then after everybody's kind of experienced it, then we'll start doing it so that they don't seem like assholes. I know a lot of companies did that with the access lock. Like they waited for like Chinese companies to do it a lot, and then after it was like mainstream, then they started doing it. The Buck Exert is a thick blade. Only bad thing is it's a liner lock. If it got a stronger lock, it would be more hard use. Still is bit not much due to the liner lock. Yeah, I mean the liner locks, they're not made. I mean they can be. I actually said this in a comment earlier. Somebody asked, "What's the difference between a liner lock and a frame lock?" And I seen somebody said, "Well, the frame lock is stronger." Not necessarily. I've seen a lot of frame locks that are nowhere near as strong as some light duty liner locks. It boils down to the lock geometry. Lock geometry is what determines whether or not it's going to fail under pressure. A lot of locks will slip. Like the lock geometry is just not good. So as soon as you put pressure, it slips. Then there's some that are just made good to where when pressure hits, they go straight down. So in order to fail it, that lock bar would have to bend or snap for it to fail. Now, given two great examples, both frame lock and liner lock with great lock face geometry, yes, a frame lock's going to be stronger. And you have the point of your hand. Your hand adds strength because you're putting pressure on the lock bar when you squeeze it. Liner lock you can't do that with. But however, a liner lock you're going to be able to use both hands with, usually, as long as you can. I mean, I know you can do it with a frame lock too, but a lot of knives it's hard to use with the other hand because you put pressure on the lock bar. You don't have death lock with a liner lock. You can use different materials with liner locks. I mean, you can with a frame lock too, but you guys get the point. Sorry, everyone. I can't stay currently on a date. Take off, bud. Have fun. Steals my girl with his spatula tricks. Oh, you must be at one of those ones where they throw the egg up and catch it on the spatula, then draw hard or something with the egg, with the inside of the egg. Have fun, bud. Good for you. I'm happy for you. Or they can make it better than who makes it before them. That usually happens. But the compression lock, man, the compression lock is made pretty damn good. It's kind of hard to make it better than it is. I'm not saying it can't be, but you know what? This was a question I was gonna ask you guys, and I kind of got it from I'll just say where I got it from. So Birdshot just posted a video today. And I was already thinking about this. Literally, I promise you guys, I literally was thinking about this before I seen him post this video. And then after seeing him kind of talk about it, it kind of made me like reassure that, yeah, I'm probably going to ask or talk about this. So, people that have knife channels, all right, the guys in the knife community that have a knife channel, do you think it's important for them to be a part of the community? They have a channel. So I mean, aside from their channel, meaning watching other channels and not necessarily watching other channels, but staying in touch with people, responding to their comments, communicating with people, staying in touch with what's coming out, what's doing this, what's doing that, or are they only obligated to run their damn channel? Now, I found myself at times not wanting to watch knife content, which I'm sure everybody does, but I mean it in a way like where I feel that it helps the channel if I don't. Now, sometimes I get great ideas from watching certain channels, and to me, it's like I'm not gonna not watch that channel. There's certain channels when they post something, I'm watching it no matter what. I really enjoy it. But like, if you didn't want, I mean, I don't know. I feel that with certain things, like some channels don't like to watch other channels because they feel it affects their channel, and I understand that. But when it comes to, say, if you make a post on Instagram, I'm just going to give some things, some, like, whatever. If you make a post on Instagram, you ask a question, people respond to the question. Shouldn't you respond back? Shouldn't you like that? Shouldn't you comment back? If you ask a question on your video and everybody responds in the comments, shouldn't you respond back? Shouldn't you like that? If new things are coming out, paying attention to the knife companies, the designers, the custom makers, the new designs coming out, the old designs that are being refurbished, the people that are tagging you and things and posting you, and all that type of stuff. We have a choice of what we watch, personal choice of what and who you support. No, originally, wait, something else. I saw the video from Birdshot. What's up, Russ? Apparently it was supposed to be a 20-year filing and started on Spider Coast Gauntlet. My date was my dad on Saturday. He showed up. Hey, I'm in the town. Let's wait. Oh, my date was my dad on Saturday. He showed up. Hey, I'm in town. Let's eat. That's how it goes. But I feel an obligation to certain things. Like, I don't feel obligated to watch anybody's channel, but I do feel obligated to pay attention. I feel obligated to know what's going on in the community, especially if I'm going to run a channel. Like some channels, it depends on what their channels are about, right? Like, if your channel is just about advertising for companies, then no, you don't. You don't need to really pay attention. You only need to pay attention to the companies that are sending you stuff to advertise. Now, if your channel evolves around the community and, then I think you should have an obligation. Like, to me, I sometimes, and this isn't knife channels I'm talking about specifically. I'm specifically talking about YouTube channels. I'll watch people with YouTube channels ask a question for people to answer in the comments. And I'm thinking, like, get fucked, asshole. You ain't reading those comments. You're asking the question for people to put a comment in that you're never going to read. And you know that because they'll ask a question, scroll down in that comments. If they seen the comment and they read it, they would have liked it. Do you know what I mean? Maybe not, because maybe they don't want to like one and not like a bunch of other ones. And some channels just go down and just heart all the comments, and I know that, but you can tell who actually read it because people who ask questions get an answer, right? Like, say if you ask a question, if the person just liked it and kept moving, like, and that's it, and never answered the question, they didn't read the question. They just liked it. Now I understand somebody who's got a lot of subs. It's hard for them to keep up with the comments. Of course it is. It's impossible. You can't keep up with the comments and do the channel and do everything at once. But then you shouldn't ask a question, right? You shouldn't ask people to answer or say a comment that you're not willing to read in the first place. To me, it's a little, it's a little messed up. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but to me, it just leaves a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth when I know somebody's asking a question purely just to get comments down in the comments section, but is never planning on reading it or looking at it. But, I mean, who am I to judge? But I do answer all the questions as of right now. And the way I look at it is there is going to become a time and a place where I can't answer all the questions and I can't read all the comments. And when that day comes, I will say it. But as of right now, there isn't one question, there isn't one video I do not read every single comment. It might not be right after the video, it might be a few hours later or the next morning, but I will get to your question. I will get to your comment and I will answer it. And there's times, man, I wind up in a 2-hour conversation with people in a good way. And I'm saying that like that's a good thing. And then I've gotten into it with people where it goes on for days and it's like it's not even a conversation. It's them trying to be right about something. And I don't care that much because it'll literally be nothing to do with knives or something. Oh, yes, you answer. Thank you. Yes, I do. I do. I really read every single question, no matter what. Just like even on Instagram. On Instagram, I do the same thing. Now, Instagram, sometimes I'm late. I'll be honest. Sometimes I'm 2 days late. But it's because it's not like a YouTube video, Instagram video or page or whatever, your post has to go like circulate. So it's a little different. Mark H. Thank you, bud. I always appreciate you taking time to answer my idiotic questions. They're not idiotic. I think it's good. And I love the comment section. A couple reasons why. One, gives me video ideas. I love the comment section. I like them for the lives. It helps me have content for the lives because I hear the questions that are being asked, or not hear, but I see the questions being asked, and then I can talk about them in the live. Even though I answer them there, I can also talk about them because I figure if one person's asking it, 10 people probably are. Another thing is I love it because people back me up in there. Like somebody will ask a question and I might not be able to get to it for a couple hours and they'll come in and help me. They'll come in and answer the question so that person doesn't have to wait. And I love that if somebody has a question, the community is so tight knit that other people are there to back me up and answer that question or hit them a link or whatever to lead them in the right direction they're looking for. Because I don't have all the answers. And there are sometimes I get asked a question. I'm like, fuck, man, I don't know the answer to that. And somebody else had already answered it. And it's like, oh, thank God. Thank God. Buying my first expensive knife. Can't decide between Hinder or Medford. Yeah, that's a hard choice. If I was you, ooh, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. Only you can answer that one, really, because they're both awesome. They're both badass. You can't go wrong with either one of them. Yeah, you can't really go wrong with either one. Both of them are great. If you've never handled either one of them, it kind of depends on what you want. Like if you're wanting a slim knife, like an EDC knife, the Slim MIDI or the Slim Praetorian is the way to go. But if you're wanting like a heavy duty knife, then either way is the way to go. Now, the XM 18 3-inch is a great little EDC knife, especially the non-flipper. The non-flipper is the way to go, in my opinion. But you can't go wrong with either one, man. Both are great. Mitch says, Medford. Davey says, up to $200. I don't know what that means. Jared and others aren't gatekeepers. I don't. Wait, Jared and others aren't gatekeepers. I don't know what that means either. I am a gatekeeper. OG Goblin says, Hinder. Yeah, I have answered questions before when I know. I see you answer them. Actually, there was one that man, I wish I could remember it. I was gonna thank you for it. Now I don't even remember now. But yeah, I see you and a couple other people that definitely do that. And I love it. I think that's awesome. Like I remember, and this is just me like having a small channel because I had to like watch some videos on how to grow a channel, how to grow a YouTube channel. And one of the tips was go to other people's channels that are similar, right? Similar channels like to the content that you're going to be creating and look in their comment section. you can do two things there. One, you can get good video ideas, but two, you can answer the people's questions in the comments, and they could possibly find your channel through there. Now, it said never go in there and say, oh, sub for sub. It's not a big deal if you say you can follow my channel. It's not that big of a deal if you know the channel. But if you don't know the channel, that's kind of, it's kind of shitty. I don't know. But so I would do that. I would literally go into other knife channels, bigger knife channels, and I would go through the comments and answer comments and talk to people. But legitimately, like, I'd be talking to people because I wanted to. Uh, but I did feel like maybe this is just the way I felt, like maybe I was overstepping boundaries. Like, this guy's going to see me doing this, the person who owns the channel, and it's going to say, this cocksucker's in my damn comments, taking over my comment section. And but now I know that that's a good thing. That I bet you whoever I did it for liked it because it helps them out. You don't hide info or refuse to answer. You aren't gatekeeping knife info. Oh, I see what it means. Okay, I get it now. No, I don't do that. I do not do that. Sniping viewers. You got it. You got it. I did actually I went to a couple knife channels, and this was before I knew it was bad. Because when I started YouTube channel, man, I didn't know shit about YouTube really, besides watching a few videos. But anyways, I did go to some channels, and like I said, this is before I knew like that this wasn't really a good thing. And I would literally just write, like, for my comment, hey, sub to Neevesknives. Hey, everybody go check out Neevesknives. Whatever. Um, I can answer all questions. Ask MC that. Wait, that's the answer. Oh man, I hope he gets his monetization back, man. I would hate for him not to. I really hope he gets that figured out, and I hope it doesn't go down the chain. Hey everyone, go over to EDC Journeys and subscribe. Let's get this knife brother to 500. Absolutely, absolutely. Everybody should be sub to EDC Journey. I think I got a sticker right here. Oh no, it's my sticker. I got a sticker somewhere. Anyways, definitely sub to EDC Journey for sure. Get him to 500. I think he's trying to do a giveaway. So I don't think commenting in other channels is wrong, so long as you say more than, hey, check out my channel and contribute to the discussion. Right. And that's where I was wrong. That's where I was wrong. I was literally like, hey, go sub to Neevesknives. What a dick. But I didn't know that was looked down upon. But I did learn fairly quickly, though. Just like that sub for sub stuff. Don't do that. Don't ever, ever, ever go with that. If somebody asks you sub for sub, get away from them. You don't want to do that. You don't want to like, if somebody asks you for a shout out or something, that's no big deal. But subbing to somebody because they sub to you, a lot of times they will never. This is the thing, is that you don't get nothing for subs. Channels have to realize that your sub count means nothing. It means nothing. What does mean something is your views and the view duration, or how long people are watching your videos. You could have 100,000 subs and get 10 views. I know, put it this way, I know a guy. I don't know him, but I know a channel. He's got like 300 some thousand subs. He goes live every few days. 300,000 subs. And I've never seen more than 20 people in his live. Usually it's like 13 people, because he's just selling merchandise. Like, he's literally offering nothing but buy this shirt, buy this, and he's trying to sling merchandise on his live. So he's not entertaining it all. Now, people do come and buy merch. People do. He must be making a killing off of it because he does it constantly. But that's my point though. Like he's not gonna make anything off of those lives. Nobody, doesn't matter. He has 300,000 subs. He'll never make anything off of that except for through what he's selling or if people donate money. Now, when he gets off, if 20, 30 people watch it, it's not that big of a deal after. Like, and I'm not saying 20, 30 people is not a big deal because it is. I'm just saying compared to 300,000 subs. But my point of saying that is that that person saying sub for sub is never going to watch your content. They're just wanting you to sub to them because there's so many channels they sell. You can literally buy subscribers. You can pay. Where's my coffee? Um, what the hell, where the hell was I? Oh yeah, you can buy subscribers. You can buy literal subscribers, and you know what happens after you do that? If you do that, YouTube or Instagram, mostly Instagram, can tell. They literally, their algorithm can tell, and you will screw yourself so bad. Like I know channels that have done it, and after doing it, they bought like 500 subs. And because YouTube's algorithm could identify that all their subs were bots, that literally Instagram wouldn't push their channel. It took them like 3 years to get to 1,000 subs after that because Instagram just would not push their content. It's so hard to get that stench off of you from the algorithm after you buy subs because they're all bots. They're all bots. They'll never watch your stuff. So you have a sub count without views. And you can tell a channel that does that. There's a few of them. I've identified a bunch of them because they will have like there's a bunch of different ways to look, but like say 1 million subscribers, right? Say on YouTube, 1 million subscribers, yet they're only they're pulling like 50,000 views and they'll have 50 likes. That is a channel that has bots watching that. Or some of their subscribers are bots. Like they should be pulling more than that. And there's other ways to identify it, but that's one. The like and dislike ratio versus the view ratio versus the total sub count ratio says all. Not saying if you have 1 million subs, you should be getting 1 million views. That's not the point. Point is if you have so many views, your like and dislike ratio never matches it, but there's a certain percentage. Can you imagine seeing a video of 50,000 views that has 1 like? Think about it. What kind of subs? Turkey, meatball, marinara. I'd like to have me a steak and cheese sub right now. I like that steak and cheese from Subway. I really do. Give me some olives, some lettuce, some mayonnaise. I like mayonnaise. Delish. So after handling sharpening a Gen 4 areas, do you feel like they fixed most of? They absolutely did. I think they fixed all of them. I didn't review it. I handled it. I sharpened it, so I did get to, mess with it, but not in the way I would mess with it if I was reviewing it. I didn't test the clip or anything. The clip might be a little short. I might prefer a bigger clip, but still the clip was great. I did slide it in my pocket once, but yeah, it did. They fixed it all. The flipper tab, basically everything that I could think of. It was an amazing knife. Very amazing. It's a top tier, 100% top tier knife. Hard to beat a knife like that. Very hard. It's good stuff, man. Come to Philly and get a Philly cheese steak. I like a Philly cheese steak with a Philly cheese cake right next to it. I just got a Gen 4 flipper. Oh, that's awesome. Wait, hold on. Gen 4 with the flipper delete. Oh, man. That sounds amazing. Amazing. Yeah, I would love to have something like that. I'd love to try something like that. The one thing is the hole for reverse flicking. It works great. Don't get me wrong. It's perfect sharpness. I do wish it was slightly bigger, so it wasn't just a slit, maybe a little bit bigger than a slit, but don't get me wrong. It's great. And I would totally love to try a flipperless one because I bet it's amazing. I have 6,817 total views. My most popular video is the Camelus LK6 from Walmart with 320 views, then the Camelus Horizon with 214 views. Third is the Bucks Sprint Run. Try not, I mean, okay, so there's a point of which you don't want to pay attention to the analytics too much. Now, you do want to see what works. So the videos that are getting views, those are the ones you want to recreate, right? You want to do what your viewers want, and you want to recreate videos that that's good for the algorithm and that the viewers want. But don't get caught up in that. Like, obviously, play around with it. You play around with the algorithm, or not the algorithm, your analytics. You play around, see, does this work? Does this work? Does this work? And you really want to do that, especially in the beginning. But as it grows, don't get caught up in it. There's certain parts of it you don't want to stare at, because it'll make you do things that are unethical for your channel, and it keeps you from being honest. Keep yourself honest for your channel, but definitely, play the algorithm. Lefty EDC, what's up, bud? I sent you that package today, and there's a knife in there. I literally wrote the name and then didn't even put the model on there. I'm an idiot. I was all screwed up today. But yeah, you got your package coming. Casey Tyler, I got the damn design. Fenrir? It's dope. I don't know what that says. Fenrir? Huh. Don't know what it is. This new damn titanium scale is sweet. Oh, I love this thing. But yeah, everybody should be subbed to Lefty EDC. Definitely go check out his channel. Hilarious guy, hilarious content. And I really enjoy his content. Absolutely. He cracks me up. Hopefully he likes at least one of the knives I send him. I tried to send you knives that I thought would work good for a lefty. I don't think any of them offer a left side clip, but I tested them all out for left hand and made sure. There was one I was on the fence about, and I didn't send it because I was on the fence. And then there were a couple other knives I almost sent, but I thought maybe you'd already tried them. Like, I almost sent this one because I can easily reverse flick this with left hand, and the detent is really good on it. This is a Ferrum Forge Wee Malice, but I thought maybe you had already tried it, so I didn't send it. There were a few that I was going to send, but I didn't because I thought maybe you'd tried it. But I did send a couple that we'll see how it goes. Hollow grinds better than full flats? Not always. It just depends. There's a lot of flat grinds that are way better than some hollows. I've seen some really thick hollow grinds, and then I've seen some really thin flat grinds. It just depends. Everything always depends. Like, if you get a knife that's 200,000 thick blade stock and it goes down to 10,000 behind the edge, it doesn't matter. Yes, you're going to get a lot of life out of your edge for sharpening, but it's not going to cut very good because it goes like this. Like, as the grind goes up, you have to get over that giant hump. So that's going to create a lot of drag versus a knife that's, just a straight arrow. That's going to go through things easier. But it just depends. Everything depends. Have you ever not posted something on your channel just because you thought it wouldn't get many views? Yes. A few times. I've avoided a couple videos because I knew it wouldn't get no views and it wasn't worth my time putting in for nobody to watch it. Lefty, thanks, bud. Oh man, I love you too. But yeah, thank you for the donation, man. I really appreciate you guys donating. You guys have no idea how much it really helps the channel. Thank you. Um, but yeah, there's some videos that you'll automatically know. You'll already know because you did like an unboxing or a first impressions on it, and nobody watched it. I mean, some people watch like you're like a couple regular people, but they're doing it just to support you. They're not watching it because they give a shit. And I mean that in the most genuine way. Like it's just your supporter supporting you. That doesn't necessarily mean they like it. Now you could spend that same amount of time in a video that everybody will enjoy or want to see. And it's just better time. Like there's some, and I don't mean to like break out like channels or anything, but there's some channels that look down upon playing the algorithm or playing what your viewers like, right? Or what the mass majority likes. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. You should always do what you want, right? But there's a point of which you're making the content for. If you're making the content to get views and get subscribers and do all that, then you better fucking play the game. If you're doing it just for yourself as a hobby, then who cares, right? But you can do both. There's a happy medium. There's a way to do it where you're doing it because you enjoy it. You enjoy all of it. So since you already enjoy all of it, you still want to create views. You still want subscribers. You still want more people to see it. That doesn't mean like it's kind of like this. I can talk about sharpening or titanium scales, right? Either one, I'm happy to talk about. Now, if subscribers don't fucking want to hear about titanium scales, but they really want to hear about knife sharpening, why wouldn't I just give them the knife sharpening and just not do the scales, or if that makes sense. What's up, Mike? Mike Emler's in the house. You guys should definitely be subbed to Mike Emler. And if you're not subbed to Mike Emler, don't tell anybody, right? Because it's fucking embarrassing because you should already be subbed to him. So don't admit it to anybody. Just sneak over there right now and sub to his channel. But don't tell nobody that you're not subbed to his channel because it'll be very embarrassing for you. Oh, I respect your game, Jared. I just don't give a shit. Trust me, it's better this way. No one wants me to accept the elementum. I want nothing but you to say how you feel. If you don't fucking like it, I don't give a shit. I think it's good for all the channels to have different opinions. What I don't like, put it this way. If I send knives to somebody, right? Like Mike Emily, right? I don't care if he shits all over a knife I sent him. I more power to it. I really have. There's no part of me that says, "Oh man, you should not. You should like that knife because of this reason, and you were wrong about this." No, none of it. Because in my opinion, it's good for everybody to get everybody's different opinions on things, and as long as they're honest, right? Now obviously there's some channels that just play to the masses, but I'm talking about if you're honest. And because I do that, and I tell people that, like, listen, if I shit all over a knife, don't think I didn't like that video. That's some of the best videos, is the videos where I can shit on knives and be honest. So just because I shit on a knife doesn't mean I didn't want to do the review, or doesn't mean I dislike the review. That might be a video that I really liked because I got to show why something's wrong with this, or why this is a problem, or hey, this is what I'm talking about over here. And that's good content. So I want nothing but people to just be real. Jericho says goodbye. Have a good night, Jericho. Bree says, don't trust my opinion. Got to get back to packing. We picked up the keys for the new place tomorrow. The Asher Nomad is in my pocket right now. Awesome, man. Um, moving's a son of a bitch. I know it is. So get your rest, man. And hopefully that new place is, you know, worth everything. Which I know you guys are happy to move. So, um, I'm happy for you. I'm very happy for you. Me and Kara really wanting to move pretty bad, but it's not going to be for a while. It really is all about personal preference. Yes, it is about personal preference, but not completely. There's a difference between personal preference and actual problems. Um, Now I've spoke about this before, and I'm not going to say who it was or anything like that, but I got a knife from another channel where I watched them check the lockup. I literally watched them grab the knife and check the lockup. So I trusted them that the knife was locked up. I got it and I just went like this and it fucking folded on me. Like, and it almost cut me open pretty bad. And but it made me lose a little faith in the channel. Not completely, and I know some people just don't, and this is the thing. Like, if I would have been like, that's one thing. I didn't though. I just barely checked it and it folded on me and it kept doing it. So it wasn't just like a one-off thing. But that meant that the person didn't actually do that. They literally just grabbed it and went like this. Yep, locked up. It's very solid. No, like, so, but to me, like something like that, that's something that's actually wrong. That's not my opinion. That's just something that's wrong. Now, that can happen with a lot of things, and there are some things that people will overlook and not see. Like, I could pass down a knife to somebody and then they'll notice something good. Just, I missed it, or maybe it wound up happening eventually. But that's different than opinion. Opinion is like, this is uncomfortable, right? I don't like the look. Saying it's thick behind the edge, that's not an opinion. I guess it can be, but usually it's not. There's a range of which is average, thin, and thick. And in my opinion, anything over 20 thousandths is thick. 20 thousandths is average, and then under 20 thousandths or under 18 thousandths is getting thin. Damn, Shabazz. Oh fuck. Lips and assholes, lips and assholes. Bunch of Bear Grill fanboys in here. Oh man, I had somebody the other day that commented in the video in one of the videos. I thought it was so hilarious. He literally said, and I thought this was so funny. He commented, I don't remember exactly word for word, but basically what he said was, "You don't use your knives, and I can tell by looking at your knives." And I'm thinking, like, you're an idiot. I was thinking, like, you obviously don't watch my damn channel. And I think I said that. I said, you obviously don't watch my channel. And you obviously didn't watch much of this review. You would have seen me actually using the knife in this video. But that wasn't the point. The point was he was looking at my knives and saying that because of the way they look, I can't possibly use them. Well, I actually just did a video. It's not up yet, but I did a video on how to keep your knife looking good, even though you're using it. Now, the thing is when you have 100 knives, you don't use the same knife every day. You review knives, right? When you're reviewing knives, you're obviously not using your knife if you're reviewing a knife. When you're using your knife, you're going to be able to easily swap to another knife. Knives I've had for a very long time and used a lot, yeah, they look like that. They show. Knives that I have that before I had a lot of knives, like, they really look like it. They look like shit compared to other knives. And then, yes, there's going to be some knives I'm not going to go and cut rocks with in the middle of dirt when I have something else I could do that with. No, I'm not going to put a $500 knife and cut rocks anyways. But you guys know what I mean. Now, I use any one of my knives. There's not one knife I don't really. There's actually one. There's one knife we don't use, and that's that that Microtech SOCOM Elite Mini. It's because it's over 20 years old. It's like brand new and it's super rare. So why? I have 50 other knives that could take its place to cut something. I don't need to cut something with that knife. Same thing with a lot of other knives. Now, I use all my knives, all of them. And some of them I'll use harder than others, but there ain't really much I won't do with any of my knives. But I also look at what I'm doing. Watch that video on how to take care of your knife, and you'll see how to keep your knife looking good, even if you use it. There's a lot of things people do stupidly that make their knife look old very fast. And it's just petty little tiny things. Wait, the guy who said that lives in his mom's basement and saved up for 5 years just to buy the holy grail of Sabenza. So true. So true. Yeah, I don't put much weight into I do put weight into the comments because I consider a lot of them my friends, but there's a lot of people I don't know and I laugh. I laugh my ass off. I think it's hilarious. I get some hilarious comments though. Like the people have me cracking up in the comments. I mean, like legit funny stuff because they're trying to be funny because they know my sense of humor. My hinder gets all muddied up. Teflon, baby. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. That's a knife I would use no matter what. I'll use it on just about anything. I carry my hinder all the time. Right now, take care of your shit, people. You out of here? Or oh no, take care of your shit. Yeah, take care of your shit. Take care of your tools. Any tool, right? Any tool, take care of it. It's kind of like a lawnmower, right? Let's say this. You have a push lawnmower. You get the guy next door whose fucking blade is dull as shit. It sounds like rocks are on in the inside. There's fucking rust. The tires falling off of the wheel, and he's looking over at you with your nice, clean fucking lawnmower, saying, "You don't even mow your lawn with that thing, man. I can tell. Look how clean it is." It's like, yeah, man, about every 3 months, I take my blades off, I sharpen them, I clean my wheels off so I'm not tracking mud through my fucking lawn and back into my garage. I oil it up, I keep it nice and oiled, I clean the fucking carburetor, the fucking air filters. You know, it's hilarious. But yeah, I used to think the same thing though. So I'm guilty of this too. I'll be honest, I'm guilty of this too. I used to watch knife channels and say the exact same thing. There's no way they're fucking using that thing. It's like I've been using this knife a week, and this thing's all scratched up. Yeah, those guys have 100 knives more than you. They can flip flop constantly. And when they go to do the things you're doing with your knife, they plan it for a specific knife, most likely. And that's what they use that knife for. Or they like, because I was doing construction at that time. So the things I was using my knife for, and I used to use my knife like an idiot. Honestly, like I used to use my knife like really bad. Not saying I wouldn't still use my knife that way, but the same knife. So if you have one, two, three knives, right? And you are doing everything you do with your knife, they're going to look way more tore up and fucked up than somebody who has 50 knives and can cycle them out. So that was just the thing. It was that I only had a few knives, using the shit out of them for everything and not even having a chance to sharpen them before they go dull. So now I'm still using it while it's dull, pieces of my edge coming off and scratching the side of my knife. And you know what I mean? It's like that stuff's going to happen if you're using a knife ridiculously over and over and over and you haven't freshened up the edge or swapped knives. There's a Gen 4 red carbon fiber Arius on eBay right now for $40. No, I'm just joking. I don't know. Be careful on eBay with an Arius because that would sell in a lot of places very fast. I don't know. I've never seen a counterfeit Arius, so I don't know. But I do know I'm damn thirsty for some coffee. She can't even hear me. Hey, Ray. Sounded like Garth from Wayne's World. All right. Pants are like that. I have a pair I use to. That is such a good point, John. Such a good point. Pants are like that. I have a pair I use to work on the compost pile and a totally different pair that I wear when my wife doesn't. Wait, when my wife doesn't mind to look like shit at dinner. Right, exactly. And now think about this. If you had only 2 pairs of pants, how nice would your pants look? They probably wouldn't look that good. But if you got 15 pairs of pants, you got your work pants, you got your dress pants, you got your lounging around the house pants, you got your, you know what I mean? Like, of course. But you have guys that have only a few knives and theirs are all scratched up from using them, which they should be. But if they had a lot more knives, it probably wouldn't be that way. Or if they just took care of them better. Some people just don't take care of the shit. They could have 100 knives and they'd still all be fucked up. I'm hungry for some BGM fix knives. I can't fucking wait to get my second knife. Seems that every time I mention hit that like button, 1 like appears. Do you really want to see this comment 20 more times? Yeah, there's 71 people in here. If you guys wouldn't mind dropping us a like, because then Breeze doesn't have to retype hit that like button 20 more times. Save his fingers some typing and just hit that like button. Help me out for the old algorithm. Mine are all scratched up because I used the fuck out of them. Yeah, if you use your knives hard, they're gonna get scratched up. Not necessarily. I mean, you can, like, obviously a coated blade is going to scratch up worse than like a stone wash blade. Sometimes a satin blade gets more, depends on the finish, depends on the scales. Aluminum is going to scratch up faster than G10. Like, it kind of depends. If you don't clean your knife after, like, say if you get adhesive on there and you don't clean it and you keep using it, that's going to get scratched up. Adhesive is like the worst thing to do to your knife. Where'd that go? I'm guilty of the like discrimination. Always forget to hit it. We know. I used to call people out. I used to name all their names who hadn't hit the like button. How dare you not chat, Lindy? Lindy Lou's in the house. But yeah, I could go through and just name every single person's name who hasn't hit the like button. But you guys wouldn't like that, would you? Calling y'all out. Terrence says 15 safe queens. What's up, Lindy Lou? Monsters in the house. What's up, bud? You got my coffee?
I want a hamster.
We're not getting a fucking hamster. Don't start that shit today. Don't start that shit. We're not getting a pet.
Why?
Because we don't need one right now.
Why?
Because you got me.
You're not a pet.
I'm a good pet.
You're not a pet.
We're not getting a pet
If
right
you're
now.
gonna be a pet, then go fetch.
Goldfish? You want a goldfish?
No, I want. What's wrong with a hamster? They only live like 2 years.
They live a lot less than that. Everybody's saying, "Hey, Kara."
Hi, I'm hamsterless.
Please hit that damn coffee. I'm so
What do you think I'm going to do? What does it look like I'm doing?
You're begging for a hamster. I don't own safe queens.
I have no choice.
It will die. It will die. I don't own a safe queen. I don't have anything that expensive yet. Can't justify the kind of purchase if I won't carry it. I agree. I definitely.
What is in this basket? Look at that. In the bottom.
Cricket. It's a cricket. It's becoming summertime, baby. Well, don't fucking drop it right here. Go throw him outside.
It's a jumper.
Let him loose.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's big. How's life, Kara? She's making coffee right now. She's doing her damn job. But no, I agree. I don't want a knife either that I won't use. Now that the one safe queen we have is the Microtech Mini SOCOM, but that's because it's a collector's piece. It's very rare. It's very old. It's in like brand new condition. So to use something like that doesn't make sense, right? We have it because it's such an awesome example of a collector piece, and we got it as a gift. But I personally won't purchase a knife I won't use. Absolutely not. Now, if I had the chance to buy a knife like that, like for a good deal or something, yeah, I would, and then keep it as a safe queen because it's a collector piece, and I like collector pieces. But for the most part, no. If I buy it, I'm using it, and I don't. If I'm not going to use it, I won't buy it. There's no reason. Like, why am I going to buy it if I'm scared to use it or if I won't use it? That's why I have no problem using any one of my knives because of that reason. I plus that's the kind of the beauty to me. To me, my favorite knives are the knives I love to carry, or the knives I can just pick up and know, like, man, this is gonna go great today. Like this works. It's something that I enjoy carrying, I enjoy using, and that's the beauty of it. That's what I love. I love a knife that I could carry every day. Like if you just walk up to the table and no matter what you want to grab that one, those are the knives I love the most. Like a knife like that, if I look at and it's like, can't use that, that to me is not something that, like stirs me up. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some knives, like say the Rockstud, right? It's just an amazing knife. This isn't a knife I just go and grab every day and want to throw on my hip, but I still love it. Like it's just the tolerances. It's just a work of art to me, and I'll still use it. But other knives, those like tools that I can buy and that I look at like a tool, I really love that. And really, like I said, there ain't no knife that's safe around me. And unless if it's not mine. If it's not mine, that's one thing. But if it's mine, it ain't safe. Like this hinder, this bitch ain't safe. He is not safe around me. In fact, this edge is getting dull as shit. I just realized I need to sharpen this thing. Oh. My hinder slicer is so scratched up. I friggin' love cutting shit with it. I have some crazy ass thick, light, triple thick cardboard. It slices through it when I'm loading the truck. Yeah, I got knives like that too. I got knives that are they're really scratched up bad, like really bad, but they've been through a lot, like a lot. Then there's knives that aren't necessarily scratched up yet, but they've done a lot, but I'm careful with them. Like, watch the video. I got a video I'm posting tomorrow about how to keep your knife like looking good and still using it. I've been carrying the DPX Hest Classic. I got a couple stories we're gonna tell here in a little bit. I did, you know what? I don't even remember the story from last week. I got cut off, and I apologize, guys. The internet dropped, or the internet was really bad. The last live, I think I wound up going on to Lefty EDC's live, so that was a fun time. I had a hell of a time over there, but yeah, for some reason, man, the internet was just shit. Um, there was a couple things I was going to talk about before I got to some stories. Oh, the mini sheepdog. So I don't know if you guys noticed, it might be sold out by now, but that mini sheepdog with the reverse flicking hole, that one was back in stock. It might be gone now. And I think there's a titanium version coming soon of the mini sheepdog non-flipper. So it's a flicker. Man, that's a really awesome knife. It's small, but man, it reverse flicks so good. It thumb flicks so good. Now, I really hope that they do the medium one, the larger version, not the XL, but the regular one like that. No flipper tab with a hole in it. Ooh, that would be sweet. Um, I remember. What's up, Lefty? He said, Jared, wait, gotta roll. All right, peace out, brother. That package will be at your house on Saturday. Oh, Jared, I got a video idea for you. Top 10 knife company logos, and you can also do a similar video for designer logos. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I did a post on Instagram like a month or so ago, asking what people's favorite logos were. Or no, I think I said it like, what's the most badass logos? And I got a lot of great answers. Some I didn't even know. I wound up finding them. Man, I remember when clips didn't matter to me. I really do. Like I thought about this why it didn't matter. And it didn't matter because all the knives I had, their clips were fine. They worked great. And I heard other channels always bitching about clips. And I would think like, man, quit being a little bitch. It's a clip. Like that's what was going on in my head. Like, why are you always bitching about the clip? But now I realize why. It's because they had experienced so many knives, a lot of great clips, that when they ran into clips that would just tear their pockets up or not go in and out of the pocket clean, like they don't literally have to fucking jam it in their pocket just to get it to go over the seam, it drives you nuts. And I get it now. I get it. But I remember a day, back in the day when clips didn't matter to me, I literally would say that term. I don't even worry about clips. Like I would literally say that, like, clips don't matter to me. And I'm not talking about deep carry or regular carry. I'm talking about specifically how it goes in and out of your pocket or how it feels in the hand. Like some people don't like deep carry clips because of the way it feels in the hand, especially on a small knife. A lot of small knives don't deserve a deep carry clip. They wind up just becoming ridiculous in the hand. But I'm mostly talking about just the way they work. And now, man, there's so many clips, man, that just tear the shit out of my pockets. And it's like, man. And then I grab another knife and it's so smooth. And it's like, yeah, fuck that clip. But I see why people bitch about it. John, peace out, man. Thank you for showing up. You can tell a lot about a knife by its pocket clip. So true. So true. Just grab a hinder, it slides right in and out. Yes. I actually said that in I didn't post that video yet. Never mind. But I said that recently on a video that I have on a hinder, talking about how underrated their clips are. Not saying they're really underrated, but they don't get enough credit for how awesome their clips are. Their clips are great. Same thing with Sebenza's. Sebenza's clips are perfect. That's a perfect clip. A Sebenza clip is literally a perfect clip. Same thing with a hinder clip for a non-deep carry. A lot of small knives don't need a clip at all. Just throw that shit in your pocket. See, I like a clip. I like a clip. Even if it's small, I like a clip. But I don't need it to be deep carry if it's small. Gideon Stuff says Kaiser Slicer has the best pocket clip I've seen in a long time. Oh, thank you, high class. I appreciate that. I really do. You know what I heard? Cold Steel has some crazy strong pocket clips. Yeah, there are a lot of companies that have some crazy strong clips. I think a lot of times it's because it's strong, but then it's the ramp going in and out, the one that's going over the seam of your pants, the way it goes over. But you know what I just recently found out, and I found this out from Lavender Pants. I shouldn't have outed him, but he was telling me that, I forget where, like on some forums where they buy and sell knives, there's a rating, just like a car rating, I think it goes to 7 for cars. So 7 would be absolute, like, or wait, maybe it's the opposite way. 1, whichever way it goes. 1's absolute pristine from the box or fresh off the lot, mint condition. Then like the next number, like 6 would be, slightly used, right? He was saying that when a knife is sharpened, it loses like 2 or 3 points, right? But he said now there's a couple sharpeners out there that if they sharpen it like Apostle P, then the points don't go down. They actually either stay the same or maybe just go down 1 number or something. Like, yes, it's sharpened, but it's by a professional. And he was telling me that there's been some people selling knives on there with Neevesknives edges, and that my edges might start going up on that number scale, where that if you buy a knife and it says it has a Neeves knives edge, then it doesn't necessarily lose value because it's a professional edge. It's basically just saying that you got a motherfucking professional edge on it. It's not just sharpened by some meathead with a rock. It's sharpened with some meathead with a diamond plate. But that was very it made me feel good. It made me feel really good. I love hearing stuff like that. It really made me feel good to know that like my edges could possibly be on people's knives and that somebody else buying it would know right away that I don't, just since I know it has his edge on there, that's a good edge and I know it. That feels good. Yes, toot my own horn. Yes, toot toot. Thank you, Lindy Lou, for pointing that out. Choo choo. As much as I love the Nkosi clip, I can't get enough of the MXG deep carry one I've got on it. Yeah. See, Spyderco clips are already really good, but some of those MXG clips or whatever aftermarket clips are really good too. When I put one on this knife, it did not work out. I literally put I actually put I don't think I have it out, but I put a clip that I have, a deep carry clip on this, and I put it in my hand. I said, nope. It felt so horrible. This clip just works really good. Just the basic clip. It's so slim in the hand. It works good. Yeah, there's some hanging out of the pocket, but the clip works so good. The only way I'd switch it is if it was a clip that was as comfortable in the hand. Jared White, Budgeteer Blades. I have seen that. Didn't think about that. You know what? Okay.
Tell me if you like this.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so parched.
Yeah, but tell me if you like it though.
It's very good. It's strong, but it's good.
Isn't that strong?
Is it weak? What's the taste? What's the flavor?
It's caramel, but it's iced coffee. It's
Poison?
No, it's not my mom made iced coffee. I use her iced coffee, but my flavor. I think it's good.
Oh, this is like, okay, I see what you mean.
It's like coffee.
I know what you mean, yeah. It's good though. I've been on the search for some really good budget brands. I noticed on whose channel was it? It was called like the Fire. I don't remember the name of it. Damn it! Now it was on EDC Journey's channel, and it was like something fly. But I was thinking about picking one of those up, Iron Fly or something like that. Did you say thank you to your wife for her kind gesture? Fuck no, it's her job. No, I did. I think I did. I think I did. Did I not? I thought I did. Jared starts to go into convulsions. Exactly. Just unboxed one of those new Damn Designs budget knives, and I gotta say it's pretty damn impressive. Really, Damn Designs budget knives. See, I'm looking right now for 2 or 3 decent budget knives to buy to put on the channel, but I obviously want to make sure they're popular. I'm buying them mostly for review, not necessarily for myself. Like I got good budget knives that I use, but I want to find some good budget knives that I know you guys want to see that I can review and test and see if they're any good. One thing, and this isn't about budget blades, but M390, man. These companies, we need to make sure we're keeping these companies accountable for how they're doing their M390. M390 does not do good below a certain HRC. And just because it says M390 on it, a lot of companies tell you what their HRC is. But if they're not in that ballpark of where it should be, you're getting undercut. Now, does it mean the steel's bad? No, not necessarily, but it's not optimal. So you're going to get, say, S30V cutting performance rather than M390. So paying attention to that is a big deal. And I noticed like 50% probably 50% of M390 and 20CV that I sharpen has a low HRC. Even Hinders is low. They do not have a high HRC on their M390 or 20CV. It's not like really low, but it's not like great, right? And I think they do that on a lot of their steels. I think their steels are kind of the soft, not soft. I don't want people to mistaken me and think that I'm saying like, oh, it's shit. I'm just saying they're on the lower end of, it's still good. It's still great. It's still grand. It's still wonderful. It's just not as good or as high as it could be. I think that yes, the steel is bad if the heat treat is shit. Yeah, if it's shit, but what I'm necessarily saying is not that it's shit, that it's just not as good as it could be. Um, it's on the lower end of good, or I'd say either you could say in the mid range of good or the lower end of good. So it's not like if this is if this is bad and this is good and this is great, they're right in the good range, but they're not great. They're not bad, but then there are some that's bad. There's some that's just bad. But um but yeah, we need to hold a lot of these companies accountable because doing M390 in 2021, mind you, right? If this was 3 years ago, it'd be a different story. This is 2021, and we know what M390 is supposed to be HRC that. Who does higher end M390 20CV in your experience? Well, that Evo I just sharpened, that definitely felt like it had a good heat treat. That was really good. Um, who else? Some of Spyderco's has been really good. Um, I can't say all. I haven't sharpened them all, but who else? I'm about to test Kaiser's. I've never tried Kaiser's M390, but I got it right here. I'm going to be testing it out. So I'll let you guys know on this one after I sharpen it. It's ready for an edge already too. I, and that's what kind of makes me worried about it because I've used this. Okay, I did bring it to work and I used it at work 2 days in a row, but it's dull already. And it had a pretty good edge when it came. So maybe it just had a burnt edge. I don't know. We'll see. Kershaw's, yeah, I don't know because Kershaw's I think had a good HRC, but I don't think the heat treat was good because I think when it got tested, it didn't do that great on the test. I don't remember. I haven't done a lot of Kershaw. I've done Kershaw's M390 and 20 CV, but not a lot of it. Not enough to really speak on. Like when you sharpen one or two, it's hard to speak on it, because that could just be that one. If I've sharpened 10 of them, then I would speak on it. Now, ZT's S35VN, I've sharpened some shit S35VN from them. I've also sharpened some good S35VN. So I can't say that it's bad. Now, their older stuff, I think, was bad. I think they weren't doing a good job, but I think they, got it up a little bit. Same thing like with Tucson's M390. I think it's starting to do a little bit better. But they're, just it's not easy to do. That's the thing. M390 is not a easy steel for these companies to do to a point to where it's going to be the way it's supposed to be. That's why a lot of these production companies, you can't expect them. You really can't. You really can't expect them to be at a high HRC, but you expect them to be in the optimal range, right? 62 or 61 to 63 or even 61 to 62. Let's just say that 60 to 62. That'd be nice, right? I think it's a real range is 62 to 64, but we're okay with it between 60 and 62. But 57, go fuck yourself. You don't want to see that. Some of the companies are doing it between like 58 and 59 because a lot of other steels do good in that range. A few years ago, when you looked at every single, it seemed like at least in my opinion. Every single steel, when you looked at what their HRC was, every single one of them said between 58 and 59, or 58 and 60 or something. But it said the same number across the board. And it's like, that's bullshit, because all steels are different. They all don't do great between 58 and 60. Like, that's not like the range. But for some reason, we were taught that. Like, I remember literally hearing that, oh, well, between 58 and 60 is where you want to see steels. I probably even told people that shit because I heard it from other channels saying, well, between 58 and 60 is the good range for steels, for, for HRC. But it's not. But it's not. Some steels, yeah, but not all. Why is my thing all fucked up? I probably look all weird. You guys are like, what the fuck is he doing? I'm trying to get it to focus on me. Come on. You guys get a chance to look at my beautiful blue eyes. Come on. Is that good? I don't know. I can't tell now. Anyways. Yeah, it's just all fucking weird, man. It's all fuzzy. Anyways, but yeah. There's some steels like, say, 14C28N. Well, it does good between 56 and 58. Like, it does good in that range. Now that we've seen Civivi doing it between 61 and 63, and we see what's going on with it in that range, man, I am so impressed with Civivi's 14C28N. Now, my question is, and I'm wondering this, which did not look like from Stasa 23's testing. Definitely go watch his testing on the 14C28N from Civivi. I was wondering, is it going to be chippy, right? Because at that, if its normal range is a certain amount, it's heat treated higher or has a higher HRC than normal, is it going to be chippy? Well, it didn't seem to be. It seemed to do really, really good still. And 14C is a very tough steel. It is. It's a tough steel. So, and that's why I'm kind of disappointed with Civivi in the same breath. Hey, baby. Yeah. Just in case if I didn't say thank you for the coffee. Thank you.
You're welcome. Try this one. What you feeling better?
This one. Let me see. Everything's at the bottom of this one.
Oh, baby, there's just a little drizzle that is
caramel. Oh, okay.
This one's rich.
That one's strong. This one, I can taste. Maybe it's just the ice melted. Maybe it's just the ice.
When you first tasted it, you said it was strong.
I thought maybe not no more after tasting that one. Yeah, this is weak compared to that one.
Sorry.
No, I'm happy with it, baby. I love it. Delicious. Delicious. I love it.
I think it's because you took a sip of this one.
Why? That's because that one's so strong?
Yeah.
Yeah, after tasting that one, it's like, damn.
This one, I was like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah.
Just give you the iced coffee and get it.
They're both good. I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with anything, man. I was dying, baby. I was dying.
I know you whined for a while.
Yeah, I was whining for a
I'll
long
save
time.
you a bunch of this one. You're almost done, right?
With this one? Oh, with this? Yeah. Yeah, I got a couple stories. But I was upset with Civivi because they're new. Okay. Civivi. So they got the 2 new fixed blades. If you guys haven't seen it, they got them 2 new. I like Rake's 14C20. Rake did a good job with it too. But Civivi has those 2 new fixed blades. One's in D2. The other one is in a 10CR, which I've never even heard 10CR. It's probably new. But why not use the 14C28N? That is a great steel for a fixed blade. It's a stainless. It's tough. It holds a good edge. I thought that that's what they were going to do. But then when I found out they use D2, I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? So in my opinion, they shit the bed. They shit the bed on that one. Now the 10CR might be great. I don't know. I don't know anything about 10CR. But I can tell you this right now without trying the 10CR, I like the 14C28M better. I already know that. I don't even have to try the 10CR. I already know I like the 14C better, especially the way they're doing it. They're doing such a good job on it. Why not keep it going? Also, why is everybody sleeping on S90V? It's an amazing steel. Absolutely. I love S90V. S90V takes one a crazy sharp edge. Like you can get S90V so damn sharp. Um, and it's a great steel. I like S90V. I would take that steel over M390 every day of the week. I would take it over S110V every day of the week. I love S90V. I think S90V is a damn good steel. Someone asked about S110V. I usually do my own sharpening, but my PM2 isn't S110V, is needing a new edge, and it scares me. Do you sharpen S110V? Yeah, I'll sharpen S110V. I'll say this: if you're going to sharpen it, that is one steel, not me personally. And I'm not tooting my own horn, Lindy. But a lot of people have problems sharpening S110V. That's the most common steel I've heard people have problems with this S110V. The carbide volume is just insane in it. You definitely want to use diamonds. If you want me to sharpen it for you, you can get a hold of me on Instagram or through my email, and I'd be happy to give you a price on it. 9CR18 MOV was what Civivi started out with. I think everyone cringed when they saw how close it was to HCR13 MOV. But the 9CR is a great budget steel. I agree. It's a great budget steel for a certain price. I don't agree that $90 for 9CR is a good price, which the Ferrum Forge knives were at first. I don't mind 9CR. I think 9CR is good. I think I'm just starting to get a little bit past it when there are so many other amazing steels that I know that they can do for the same budget. When you look at what some of the other companies are doing that are in the same realm, they could be doing N690, 154CM, 14C28N. And to me, the way Civivi's doing their 14C, I want that. That's what I want. I can't tell you guys enough. Like, sharpen it. It sharpens so good. I love it. Like, I haven't sharpened this one yet. I'm gonna give away one of these Elementums button locks, but man, it's good. It's really good, and like everything about it. I love. And but yeah, N690, 154CM, LC200N. What other steels are there? OS 10. But this 10CR, I'm sure it's like an OS 10. I don't know about their 10CR. It's like we just keep going up a number. Oh, 8CR 13 MOV. Well, what about 9CR 18 MOV? What about 10CR 13 MOV? Fuck it, just go to 14C. I usually charge around $30 plus shipping for freehand. For fixed angles, I usually charge $20 plus shipping. And if you have like kitchen knives or fixed blades, I'll do it on the belt sharpener for $10 a piece plus shipping. Past it translates to Mr. Amazing and Shadow Man pamper me too much with their donations, and now I'm entitled. Oh, wow. Wow. What a low blow, seems logical. What a low blow. I felt that one, man. I felt that one. No, I think, damn it. No, I just think that there's so many steals that they have to offer. I think this is my point. If you have 5 steals, 10 steals to offer, right? Don't go for the two lowest. Because to me, what does it go? It goes 8CR, 9CR, 440C. They're basically the same thing. Then everything else after, right? Why do the last two bottom ones when for the same price? Put it this way. They sold the Ferrum Forge knife for, and I know Ferrum Forge was getting a cut. I understand that. So that's automatically going to tax dollars. But it was like $90 for 9CR. They're doing 14C28N for how much money? 50? 55 bucks? Like, so why would we want 9CR? Like, okay, if we are going to get it, then I think it should be $30, $40. I'm happy with it at $40. I really am. I'm happy with it at 40 bucks. I think it's good for 40 bucks. I refer back to Nick Shabaz's knife steel ranking video a whole lot and Blade HQ's knife steel graph. Yeah. Um that the that book I got that thing's got a really good chart in it. But yeah, there is some really good charts, some really good graphs that show you. The one problem with them is that there's a lot of variables there, right? Like say when you look at M390, that's where M390 should be, not where it is in most cases. That's where it should be. Now, a lot of times it's closer to S30V. Everybody should go to Outpost 76 and see his cut test on 12C, 14C, 9CR, and other bunch of steel. Some of them is good or better edge retention than more popular super seals. Yeah. Yeah, I always shout his channel out. I love his channel, and he's definitely got some really good cut tests. I really want to see him do Savivi's 14C28M. I think it's going to get really good results. I could almost bet on it. I like Cedric Grenada for cut test too. MC just did one. I don't know what that is. Why would you buy a knife from a country that doesn't care about labor laws, IP, and concentration camps? Well, I guess I'll go into that. So, 80% of all knives in the world are made in one city in China. That's 80% knives in the world. Now, all the knives bought here, America actually makes, in a lot of cases, 52 to 60% of the money. So look at Artisan. Artisan is owned by a U.S. company. The knives are made in China. So I think like 58% of all the money is America makes. So that means China's making less money than we are for those knives made in China. So, in my opinion, I want America to make money. So, obviously there's going to be some knives where America only makes a little percentage, but they're still making something like when they're bought at Blade HQ, when they're bought here, or even if you look at their, the drivers that deliver it, like America's still making money off of that stuff. You're not just sending it over there and they're just taking it. Like a lot of people take it like that. Like, oh, you're buying a knife from China. China got all the money. All you got was a knife. That's not the way it works. America's still making a percentage of that money. So, in a way, if you didn't, well, then, it's like, think about it. I mean, you're at least buying. Obviously, if you can buy all USA made knives, do it. I always say that. The other day when the guy was here saying, "What knife should I get for 500 bucks?" I said, "Buy USA." I want as much money as possible to go into USA made products as much as possible. A lot of people do not have the money to buy USA made knives all the time, especially if they're wanting a nice knife collection or they're wanting to experience micarta or they're wanting to experience titanium and stuff like that. Now, you can say, well, if they can't fucking afford it, then don't fucking buy it. But then you're a cocksucker because it's their money. They can do what they want with it. And what? Pod? No. There might be something by the bed, maybe. But also, who's to say they can't experience it when they can afford it? They just can't afford it from America. Now, yeah, I'd love to see these products made in America more. Of course I do. I am so angry at all the jobs that are going over there that should be here. I can't fucking tell you enough how that's a whole other argument that I could sit here and argue for days, but I am not going to because I'm not going to lose everybody in my chat right now because I want to go off about China. Um, so, I was going to tell a couple stories, but really quick, recycling knives. Now, you can, hold on a second. After sharpening 14C28N on my war spear and my riffle, it's my favorite to sharpen. I really don't mind sharpening D2, though. Wait, though either longer process, but it's almost therapeutic. Yeah, the 14C, man, it really sharpens up good, especially that new Civivi 14C. I mean, a 14C sharpens up good no matter what. It's easy to sharpen. It takes a really good edge. I have seen a couple places where it's you can tell it's on a lower HRC, but 14C still has good edge retention with lower HRC. So, but when you get to higher HRC, think about its abilities. You know what I mean? If it does good mid-range HRC, how is it going to do with high HRC? I still want to know. I haven't, I mean, I've done my testing, but my testing is sharpening, how it feels on the stone, how it, sharpens, what grit it sharpens good at, and testing it through EDC. But I don't count my cuts. I got a good idea of like how long a knife should last or how long a steel should last doing certain things. But I'm not cutting the same exact thing over and over and over and over. Like at work, the cardboard I cut, I have 5 different kinds of cardboard. Straps. I got different kinds of straps I cut. Sometimes my knife hits glass and that'll just destroy an edge. Like the other day, you know what I was doing with my knife? Because I do like weird things with my knife sometimes. And sometimes I think knives are good for that. I think there's some things that knives aren't made to do, but you can do them. Like, say, if you drop something behind the couch, right? And you reach over and you stab it and pick it up, or you even just hook it with your knife, and pull it up. Stuff like that. Well, the past week, I've had to put these little, I'm talking about stickers this small, little tiny stickers. They're round though. They come on a sheet like this. And I have to take them off of this sheet. You can't do it with your fingers. Literally, once you get it on your finger, like you can't put it where you need it. And I have to put it on it's another sticker, the logo on the bottle, but I have to face it up. If I pull it off with my fingers, I can't see it. So what I do is I take my knife and I take the tip and I bend the paper so the sticker like pops up, and then I grab it with my knife and then I set it down on the thing and I go like that and I put it on there. I'll take a video of it and I'll show you guys in one of the videos. But I had to do that about 2,000 times, and I'm not exaggerating. Probably more than 2,000 times, and I still have a lot more to go. So that's a weird thing to do with your knife. Logical, you're out of here. All right, see you later, bud. What time is it? 9:16. Okay, it is getting late. We have 76 people in here though. All right. I guess I got maybe I'll save the other story for next week. This one's when I was a little kid. Let's just get right to it. So pretty much around the exact same time as the story from last week with that little rapist that I told the story about last week. So it was right around that same time. And, in the neighborhood that I grew up in, a lot of people would be, it's not evicted. It's where it's evicted, but like where the bank comes and takes your home. Well, when that happens, you have like a certain amount of time to get out. And if you're not out, the sheriff comes to your house and removes you. And then they take all your stuff and throw it out on the lawn. Well, when they do that, people just come and just grab the shit. Like it's so fast. Like your stuff goes on the lawn and bam, it's gone. Well, these people had been, and this is like a couple blocks from my house. And the house is shit. I mean, this house it's a dump. So is a lot of them. And in this area, I remember one time I seen the percentage of vacant homes that had been vacated from banks repossessing them and stuff, and it was like 53% of all the homes or such. It was a crazy percent. Anyways, this was a house that was not only or repossessed by the bank, but it was in bad condition. Anyways, so the people wound up getting removed from the home, but their stuff didn't get removed. Well, I seen that, obviously. So their stuff didn't get removed. Mind you, I'm a kid, I'm a child, and they're not allowed to come back. So once that happens, you cannot come back and get your stuff. That's not the way that works. You can't set up a deal and say, hey, I'm going to come back tomorrow and get my stuff. You're fucked. They take and they deadbolt the doors. They sometimes take wood and board up the windows so you can't break into a window or anything like that. And that's just the way it goes. Anyway, so this happened. And so I seen the opportunity. I said, man, there's probably some good stuff in there. And so it was one of my buddies. We went over there and we went through the backyard, opened up the window, slid in there, and there ain't no fucking power. So we can't see nothing. I mean, nothing. And I'm a kid. Okay. I'm a kid. So we wind up, I think we had a lighter on us or something because we didn't have to leave. So we made a little torch. All right. We made a little torch. Real fucking bright, right? So we made a torch. We looked around. I think we found some stuff. There was computers and desks and stuff. I remember seeing like one of those little kid trampolines. Most of it was shit. It was trash. The house was trashed. It was disgusting. So disgusting. Well, anyways, so I got the torch. I'm looking around trying to find stuff. Well, now I got to get rid of this torch. All right, I got to get rid of the torch. So the one place I thought of that I could get rid of the torch, the bathtub, right? The bathtub. Good place to put a torch. Can't light nothing on fire. It's perfect. So I put the torch out in the bathtub. So I thought I left, and about 20 minutes later, I come walking down the street to meet one of my cousins who's also walking down the street. He doesn't live far from me. So me and one of my cousins, we're going to meet in the middle. Well, where we meet is right there on the same block. Fucking house is blazing on fire. Fire trucks everywhere, ambulances. And I'm sitting there looking at it because it didn't make sense to me. Honestly, I really didn't put two and two together yet. I did not put it together yet. My cousin is like, because we're sitting there looking at it, and he said, like, I think we said, like, we were just in there or whatever, right? And he's thinking we mean like a week ago, right? Right? And then finally he's like, when were you guys in there? And we were like 20 minutes ago. He's like, you guys burnt the fucking house down. And I'm like, no. I was like, I put the fire, I put it out. I put it in the bathtub. It had to go out. What can you light on fire in a bathtub, right? What starts on fire in a bathtub? Well, now I'm guessing there was probably like some insulation. Remember, it's dark as shit. I couldn't see. Who knows what was in the fucking bathtub? But me as a little kid, bathtubs are empty. What's in a bathtub? Nothing, right? Soap, right? Nothing. Nothing's in a bathtub. Maybe water, but I'm a kid. So I didn't put together that maybe insulation, maybe the curtain. Well, there was a curtain hanging. So who knows? My point is something was in that bitch. And I burnt the bitch down. So then I wind up running into an officer that I knew that I lived next door to when I was a little kid, like when my parents were still married and stuff. He's like the chief of police now and stuff, and he's talking to me. He's like, "You guys didn't see nothing, did you?" Fuck no, I didn't see a damn thing. I ain't stupid. So I wound up leaving, whatever. The house burnt to a crisp all the way down. They built a new house there, and I was between 10 and 12 because of the place I lived at. I moved there when I was 10 and I moved out when I was 12. So between 10 and 12. But they built a new house there, a nice house now. I mean, a lot better than the shit one that was there. So I feel like kind of did it a favor. I'm kidding, obviously, but it must have been a bank owned house, I'm guessing. I don't know who would have been out the money. I was a kid, it's not like I can be held accountable for it now. This is when I was a little minor, so many years later. But no, it's not self-incriminating. It's not self-incriminating. I was a little kid. Can't self-incriminate yourself when you're a little kid. Not the way shit works. Trust me, I'll be honest. You guys would never hear me talk about something that would incriminate me. I know I know the law is pretty good, and I know what the statute of limitations is for most crimes. So you'll never hear me tell a story about a crime that I can still be held accountable for. But yeah, I was older than 8 though, bud. I was at least 11. Let's be real, 11, and 11 is a lot older than 8, especially when you're 11. You know what I mean? Think about it. When you're a kid, even 10 over 8 is way older than 8. And you feel like it too. Took out an eyesore. Yeah, absolutely. But you know what, though, to be honest, a lot of the houses in the neighborhood were eyesores. Like right now, me thinking about the area, even that same exact area, a lot of houses are eyesores. Like I said, the percentage of houses in that area are all like they're bank owned, repossessed. Nobody lives in them. Everything's ripped out of them. All the copper, all the electric. Homeless people have lived in them and trashed them and moved out already. Another story. Okay, we're gonna do one more. Then we're gonna get out of here. So we have 61 people. So I lost, and I'm not saying lost, but 16 people left when I started stories. Yeah, if you guys don't like the stories, let me know because I'll stop the stories. I like telling the stories, but I also don't mind not telling the stories if motherfuckers don't want to hear stories and they just want to hear knives. Neither do I give a shit. I don't know what that means. He increased the property values of the neighborhood. Yes, I did. With that new house, yes, I did. All right. So this next one is after that because when I moved from there, um, it was really downhill after that. Me and my mom wound up living in an apartment building with no furniture where we ate and slept on the floor. And then we wound up moving south of Chicago. So on the other side. And went down there. And so I was running the streets down there with my friends and stuff. And it was a lot different, like completely different. Anyways, there was one night we're running around the streets and it's past curfew. I'm underage. And we're running around creating hell, just doing, what teenagers do, stupid shit. The cops see us. Well, let me back up. My buddy has an apartment. I hung out with a lot of older people. My buddy had an apartment in the middle of downtown, and the buildings were all really tight to each other. You could jump from building to building if you wanted to. But this apartment building was like our escape, and where we had to get to it, like to get in the door, there was like a long stretch like where you could be seen. And it's one night we're like running from the cops, but the cops kind of already know that's where we go, right? They already know, like, all right, the bad kids are in that building type shit. So they're chasing us, and I think there's 4 of us or something, right? We're running from them, we're dodging them, and this is just one night where they're getting close to catching us. Like the cop winds up letting his partner out to get on foot to chase us while the other one's in a car circling the block. And we wind up getting to the strip, to the building where we can see the building. And it's like, this is the last stretch, right? If we can get to that door, it's, home sailing or however the term goes. So we make a jump for it, right? And we're running. And then we're almost to the door and we can see that motherfucker. Here he comes. But we're not gonna stupidly, we should have dipped, right? We shouldn't have went in, but we went in. We went in. So now the cops are at the building, right? They got it surrounded. Now there was an escape in the middle of the building where you could go to the top, you could go to the roof. And we bounced from the cops many times getting on that roof, but they kind of figured out that we were doing that. So we didn't want to do that. Anyways, I don't think we had time this day anyways. My point is they wind up showing up. We're upstairs on the floor, the third floor, or something like that, whatever it was, second or third floor. And so we're on the second or third floor. Well, this old guy comes out and he's like, remember, we're running. So he comes out and he says, "You guys better hide. I gotta go let him in." He's just some little old guy. And we're like, fuck. It's crazy he gave us a heads up. But so what I did was, in order to get away, I found an unlocked door with people in the place. Imagine, think about this in your head. Going to, so you don't, I don't know them. I don't know them one bit, not one time. Don't even know what they look like. I grab the doorknob and I can tell it's open. I crack it and I open it up and I can see somebody sitting on their couch looking at a TV. And I'm as quiet as I can. I sneak around, I turn the corner, and I know the apartment kind of because of the other apartments in the building. So I, pretty much know the way the apartment goes. I go into one of the bedrooms and I hide in their closet. I hid in someone's closet of someone's apartment that I didn't even know. And and I just sat there for like a long time. And there was actually another time where the exact same thing happened, but it happened a little bit different. So I'm just going to finish this story. So anyway, so I go in there and I wait for like an hour. Like, I don't even know what to do. So on the way out, right? So now I got to get out. You got in. Now it's time to get out. So when I'm leaving, I made some sort of noise, and the person on the couch said something like, "Is that you, Jessica?" Something like that. And I just booked it out the door as fast as I could, just bam, and shut the door. But I hid in somebody else's house without them knowing for an hour. Can you imagine if they would have went to their closet and found some little fucking white kid in their fucking closet? What the hell are you doing in my house? So then the cops had left. They didn't find us. I don't even think they caught anybody. I think we all got away. One of them might have got on the roof, like we all separated. Well, another night, so now they're kind of after us. They know we hang out there. So they wind up coming back. And now we're all in the apartment that they know us to be at. That's why we didn't go into that apartment, because they know we go there. So we couldn't be there, right? It's kind of like if you see them coming, get out of there, because they'll try to get us in there. Anyway, so now we're in there. They come back. We're stuck, right? We're stuck. So the only thing I got left to do to get away is scale the building. I opened up the window and I got out on the building like this. There's a little tiny ledge like this. I'm literally belly tight to the bricks like this. And I fucking went all the way over. I know the neighbors. Okay, there's two neighbors. One I don't know, one I do know. And I believe that night I went into the person I know's apartment. I don't remember. It might have been somebody I don't know. I think it was somebody I know. But anyway, so I scaled over to the other window of the neighbors and I checked to see if it was open. Thank God it was. I opened up that window and I got inside. But when I was scaling across, I could see the cops down on the floor because they're waiting for us to run. All right. They're not expecting us to come out of fucking windows, but they're expecting us to run out the hallway. So they're like all sitting outside in the front of the building. I can hear their radios. I can hear them talking, and I'm just going across the building, open up a window and crawl in. Then like a week later, same thing kind of happens, except for I jump for it. So there's a canopy. Like I said, it's like 2 stories. I don't remember if it was I think it was the second floor. Um, I don't think it was the third. Anyways, there's a canopy above the basement floor or the bottom floor. You know, like there's a door and there's a canopy above it. And I jumped out of the window and hit my ass on the canopy and like slid down. It was made out of aluminum. And for some reason, I thought in my head, I'm going to just go bam and like sit down, you know, like, I don't know. Maybe I thought it was like going to be cushiony or something. Nope, it wasn't cushiony. Fucking shit was hard as a rock. I bounced off of it like an idiot. Bam. And yeah, it hurt me pretty bad though. I was bruised up pretty bad. But I mean, I made it. I hit the ground and went running. I don't think I felt it till the next day. Um, but another night, same thing, kind of, you know, because this happened a bunch of times. They were constantly trying to get us at this building, and we, like I said, we would go there, and the inside there's like a courtyard. You know how they have the courtyards in the middle of a building where it goes from the ground all the way up to the roof, but it's just in the center of the building. Well, there was windows that would face that, and there was a ladder that went to the roof. Now, nothing is out there. Nothing. There's no courtyard, nothing. It's just like gravel at the bottom of it. So we would climb and go all the way up to the roof and then watch the cops when we were up there. There was a couple times where, because buildings were so close, where we could literally jump to the next building and get on like the fire escape and slide down or jump down. But yeah, it was crazy as shit though. And that's the story. I know it's what? John Wick was inspired by this guy. um, it was some really fun. Like at the time, your heart's racing so bad, and I was on probation. So since I was on probation, I couldn't get caught. That was the main reason why I was running so bad, because if I got in trouble one more time, I had already gotten in trouble when I was real little for something pretty serious. And I signed a thing stating that I wouldn't get in trouble for 6 months. And or maybe it was a year, but either way, if I didn't get in trouble for that long, then I would be good, right? Like they would take it off my juvenile record. Well, I got in trouble in a month. Within a month, I wound up getting arrested. So they held all those charges against me. So instead of fighting one charge, I was fighting like 3 or 4 or something. And now I was on intense probation for 2 years. And if I got in trouble again, I was going to juvie. So I couldn't get caught. To me, getting caught was going to juvie. So if why I gotta run, right? It's either if I get caught, I know you could say like, well, just don't do the fucking bullshit and you don't have to run. But I was young and stupid. But to me, you know, there was no choice but to run, because getting caught meant a trip. Running, I got a chance. And hey, I didn't wind up getting caught again. I wound up in order to get off probation, because they were like after me like really bad, like really, really bad. All my friends were getting popped, and I only had like a month left. Now I'm a juvenile. This is when I was a little kid. I had like 2 months left on probation, and if I got off after 2 years, or if I got caught after 2 years of not getting caught, fuck that. I want to move him back here. So I was down there because this is, like I said, south of Chicago. I want to move him back here to not get caught, because all my friends, everybody got busted. Like maybe one person didn't. I didn't. So I didn't wind up. And the cop told me, I remember I got hemmed up by a cop one night. And he told me, he goes, I'm going to get you. He's like, you think you're going to get off probation? He's like, you ain't getting off probation. He's like, oh no. He's like, I'm going to get every single one of you. Not me. It's those pretty mistakes that we make and learn from that makes us better people in the future. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, doing all that stuff, you know, I was young, dumb, and just, you know, as the saying, it was full of piss and vinegar, you know. I'm literally the worst storyteller on the planet. I have some goodies, but can't tell them for shit. Yeah, sometimes I feel like that's how I don't feel like I do the stories justice. My brother that passed away, he was the best storyteller in the world, man. He could do the emotions, the faces, everything. He could literally create a picture in your mind. And I'm getting better at it. I want to get better at it because some of these stories, I'm not doing it justice. Like, I could literally be telling it so much better, but it's just, I'm not the best storyteller either. But was it double secret probation? Double secret? It was intense probation. So if you get in trouble and you're on probation, depending on what you did and what you like, whatever, if you get in trouble again, intense probation is just basically like you have probation where they come and see you like once a month, right? Or you have to check in once a month or something like that. Intense is like where they come and see you once a week. You have to constantly check in. You have a curfew. It's just like it's really intense. You have so much community service you have to do. There's so many things you have to do. You have to jump through hoops. But this when I was a little kid though, so I appreciate that, Wendy. I appreciate that. And wait, hold on a second. One more. 68 people still in here. It says 64 on mine, but I'll take your word for it. But we're gonna get out of here. I know it's getting late. So damn, we've been here for 2 hours. 2 hours. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys on Saturday. I'll definitely come up with another story. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for all the donations. Thank you for hanging out with me and listening to my antics. And remember, if there's any topics you guys ever want to talk about or subjects you guys would love to talk about, feel free to just name them off. And if I don't see it, just start screaming it. Or you can always let me know in other comments and I'll make sure I bring it up in the lives. I love you guys. Peace. And thank you guys. I appreciate that. You guys take care too.